Hello, everyone. I'm back again with another food review. This one is the Birch Benders Paleo Toaster Waffles. So, these waffles, I found them on the Ibotta app, which I use to get rebates on the healthy foods that I like to purchase and review because Ibotta oftentimes will give a pretty good rebate for different products. So it's a good way to pick them up if you're kind of put off by the price of organic, gluten-free, and other sort of health themed foods that are now out in the stores. So I try to limit my carbohydrate intake. I'm also now watching my calories. So that's what intrigued me about the Birch Benders toaster waffles. So paleo friendly is usually going to be low carb. And I'm just gonna read some of the nutritional info for you. Um, so these are zero trans fat, which is good. You want to avoid trans fat. Although I'll get into that in another video. Some fats are good for you, but not trans fats. So the waffles are also dairy-free, gluten-free, grain-free. They have no added sugar and they're soy-free. So that's all good in my book. Now, these are how the numbers shape up in terms of carbs, fats, nutritional value, which is also extremely important. So for two waffles, you are going to be taking in 220 calories. If you want to do one, I would assume it's just 110 calories. I ate them two at a time. They're about the size of an Eggo waffle, so I mean, depending on like how much you usually have for breakfast, they can be small or just right. They also are heartier, but I'll get into that in a second. So, total grams of fat, 14 grams, only 2.5 grams of saturated fat, which is good. You want low saturated fat. Uh, 190 milligrams of sodium, good. You got to watch your sodium, especially if you have high blood pressure. And even if you don't, like, you don't want to be going over like really 2000 milligrams of sodium is a lot. Like, you want to stay well below that number. But this product only has 190 milligrams. Carbohydrates, 19 grams, which in my book is pretty good for a waffle, because it's literally bread. And you do get some fiber, which you need in your diet. 3 grams of fiber. Fiber helps you feel full, and it also moves things through your system, like in a timely manner. Um, these have 53 milligrams of calcium. That's 4% of your daily recommended serving or recommended intake for calcium. 1.8 milligrams of iron, 10% of your daily amount of iron you're supposed to have according to the US standards. Those are just like guidelines. Um, and 167 milligrams of potassium. That's 4% of your potassium. That's pretty good for just like one little food that you're having. Now you're also hopefully getting lots of leafy greens, fruits and vegetables, which are much, much higher in those vitamins and minerals. So, and lower in fats and things like that. So anyway, yeah, that's the nutritional value. Um, two waffles is considered one serving, by the way. So for that 210 calories, that's one serving, and you get all of those, everything I just read. So on to how they look, how they taste. So they're a little bit darker in color than your typical waffle. I'm actually trying to pull up the ingredients right now. I meant to read that too, because that's kind of interesting. Okay, so ingredients: water, tiger nuts, which I'm not sure what a tiger nut is, but tiger nut flour, cassava starch, eggs, high oleic sunflower oil, coconut flour, and leavening, which basically makes bread rise, and also salt. So, yeah, these are made with a nut flour, which is different than flour that's made from wheat. And that's why they're gluten free. And also coconut flour. We're familiar with coconuts. There's also coconut flour is an alternative flour you can use for baking and cooking, that doesn't have gluten and it's made from coconuts. So, yeah, so because those ingredients are atypical and they aren't your bleached wheat flour that you would normally have in baked goods, these have a slightly darker color. Like they already look toasted when they come out of the package. That's just all the different flours that are used in this product, that are going to be darker in color than the white flour you get in the store. So, yeah, basically they look exactly the same as an Eggo waffle, but they have that darker, like toasty color. You put them in the toaster, toast them, they pop up, and they're golden, brown, deep brown, bronzy golden color. And I want to say the flavor kind of matches the color. Like it's a heartier flavor. The texture is about the same, maybe a little bit heartier than an Eggo waffle. And I don't know, to me that's good. Like you feel like you're getting more sustenance because of the rich texture and flavor, and they taste, I don't know, just like hearty, like more filling, more wholesome. Um if you've had like a whole grain product, the difference to me is kind of like eating whole grain versus just like, again, something that's made from like a bleached flour that's had all of like the nutrients stripped from it. So the taste isn't bad. It's not overly strong or off-putting. If you are into organic grains, you'll probably like these. And I just put syrup and butter on them and they were good. Like they're a good substitute is what I'm getting at. If you want something healthier than just like a regular waffle, just like the regular white bleached flour, I would say go for them. If you're looking for like a lower carb option, they're great. And yeah, that's basically it. Like you can dress them up however you want, whether it's with like cream and fruit, or like syrup, butter like I did, a flavored syrup, whatever the case may be. These are kind of a quote unquote health food. And I use that term to describe all of like the newer types of foods that are made with alternative ingredients. Now you want to be careful because quote unquote health foods are not always healthier. Like they might be higher in sodium. They might be higher in um what's the other thing? I don't know. Just watch your sodium, your sugar, your cholesterol. Um Things like that. Look at the nutritional value definitely, because they might be lower in fat or something you're trying to avoid, but they overcompensate in another area. These I think are fine. They come six in a box, and I believe they were like 4.99 or something like that, but I got maybe like $1.50 off. Um and yeah, like it's well worth it. I typically don't do morning waffles, and nowadays I tend to skip breakfast anyway, as my little altered version of IF, intermittent fasting. But they're good. They're a good snack, whatever the case may be. Nutella. So actually maybe I'll review like a snack that I'm eating to kind of replace chocolate. I've been doing Nutella, or if you don't like Nutella, you can get different varieties from like Whole Foods and Trader Joe's with organic ingredients. I know there was some controversy about Nutella a little while ago. I just picked up a small jar of it because it was on sale and I wanted it. It was an Ibotta thing, an impulse purchase. So anyway, Nutella is like a chocolatey hazelnut spread, and you can put it on things and kind of watch your calories that way just to get that chocolatey taste, but don't overdo it on the Nutella. They would be good on these waffles if you want like a chocolatey waffle type thing, type flavor. Um, but yeah, all in all, these are good. They're free of a lot of things people try to avoid, and they still taste like waffles. So that's going to be this review. I will do a few more today and upload them. So until the next video, take care and be well. Bye now.